Huge game tonight for that one seed, all-important one seed in the AFC, because if the road to the Super Bowl goes through Buffalo, that's a problem for the Chiefs, that's a problem for the Bengals, that's a problem for anyone that's got to go play there in January.
Yeah, this series of games here between Monday night and then Saturday, I know you were just saying Sunday, but the Chiefs are playing the Raiders on Saturday. So between those two games,
yeah, they know who we mean.
Yeah, I know, but I just thought I'd take the chance to correct you because I like to do that when I can. But between that, I mean, the Chiefs, the Bengals, and the Bills, in some way, shape, or form, or fashion, are going to be 1, 2, 3 in the AFC. And so you want to be number one, not only because you get the bye, but you also presumably won't face whatever other team that's in the top 3 in the divisional round. And that's going to be huge because if you can miss that, and you're facing whoever else, whether it's the Jaguars or one of these, 3 teams that are going to be a wild card team, that's what you would much rather do. Because with all due respect to all those other teams, especially the Chargers, who actually are really ascending right now, the 3 teams at the top are the 3 teams at the top for a reason. And I just feel like, the Chiefs are in a really good position because I think the Bengals can really go out there and show the Bills that they have to play them in Cincinnati. This is a really, really interesting game tonight.
Well, and look, the Bengals have an attitude that I just love. They don't consider this a measuring stick game. They are the measuring stick.
Exactly.
You got a tough schedule. No, everybody who plays us has a tough schedule because they have to play us. It's a great test tonight of their attitude. And I mean, God, the Bills have won 6 in a row. The Bengals have won 7 in a row. This just has playoff vibe to it because the consequences are so significant. And look, Myles, if you're the Chiefs, now this is loser mentality, but I'm a loser, so I'll go ahead and articulate this. If you're the Chiefs, there's a silver lining to the Bengals losing tonight, because if the Bengals lose tonight and then the Bengals lose to the Ravens on Sunday, the Bengals become the 5 seed. And the Chiefs quite possibly would avoid them in the divisional round. This Bengals team that has had the Chiefs number. Now, the winner mentality is we want the Bengals again. We want to rectify these 3 straight losses. We're not afraid of the Bengals. The loser mentality is maybe we can avoid playing the Bengals. Maybe the Bengals still have to go to Buffalo. Maybe there's a way, even if the Bengals lose to the Bills tonight. So either way, it's 2 of the best quarterbacks in the NFL. And Myles, with Jalen Hurts missing 2, maybe 3 games to end the season, with Justin Jefferson being exposed as a mere mortal on Sunday, I think the MVP will be the quarterback of the team that finishes with the number 1 seed in the AFC. Especially because Patrick Mahomes didn't have some, Patrick Mahomes has been playing so well, people were like, well, maybe he's the MVP even if they're not the 1 seed. I think that the MVP should be, based on how everything's gone, whoever the quarterback is of the team that emerges with that 1 seed in the AFC, whether it's Joe Burrow, Josh Allen, or Patrick Mahomes. And it's to be determined over the course of the next 6 days.
I guess so. I would argue that Patrick Mahomes is the MVP regardless of whether they are the 1 seed or the 2 seed or the 3 seed, unless Joe Burrow goes out and he has 2 outstanding games, and then he would probably be the MVP in my book. I just feel like Josh Allen has had too many turnovers. I don't know what you just said. I'm sorry.
No, I said why not Josh Allen, and you answered
because he's had
too many turnovers.
Well, yeah, exactly. Yeah, he had 2. He's just. And there are a lot of plays where, like Josh Allen is great. And I don't want to diminish anything that Josh Allen has done. And I don't feel like I am. But when you have as many turnovers as he's had, part of that is like, all right, well, how are you allowing people to stay in games and things like that? I mean, this game tonight is going to have a lot to do with it, I think. But to me, if I'm handicapping it, I would say Mahomes, Burrow, and then Josh Allen. And, you can say any one of those guys in any permutation that you want, and you have a good argument for it probably, but that's the way I see it.
I think Josh Allen has less around him, frankly, than Mahomes and Burrow. And even with the turnovers, if they get the number 1 seed because of the things he does well, they overcome all the opportunities they've given other teams to stay in games or win games. So I just think that once the dust settles on the season and we see who the number 1 seeds are, we feel differently. And hey, maybe if the 49ers get the 1 seed in the NFC, maybe Nick Bosa gets some votes to become the first defensive player to win MVP since 1986 when it was Lawrence Taylor, and only third one ever. Alan Page in 71 was the other. Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.